I am he. I lead this humble town of Shady Sands. Yes, it is a rumor of a monster created during the war. Dharma was a great religious man. You would do well to listen closely to his sayings. Junktown is south of here. Their merchants occasionally come to trade, but not often. Yes, the Khans are nastier than the vipers, let me tell you. These barbarians attack from the southeast. No one knows for certain, but the packs seem to be coming from the northeast. Very bad. There are 2 bands of raiders that we know of. They call themselves the Vipers and the Khans. Yes, Raslo is our doctor. If it ails you, he can heal it. I would wager he is just a little north of here at this moment. Mean creatures they are. Be careful of their tail. Their poison can be lethal if not looked after. A fine young man, Seth. Captain of our guards. He is likely to be at the guardhouse. Be very careful with such as these. Raiders who are fanatically religious can be quite dangerous. No one here knows of their base. You will find it at the front of town. Seth will likely be there. The Vipers and Khans both use spears. We know this from their attacks. She is my daughter. It is she that makes this hard life worth living. I can't really say I have heard of that. No, I have not heard of that. I don't know. Agatha would know more than I.
That's me. Who else did you think it was? Aradesh is my father. He's okay as far as dads go. I don't know, but the guy who told me about it was really scared of it. He said that the undead walk the streets. I heard a tale from a traveler up from the south. He said the Deathclaw was a creature that killed people at night. He said no one can catch it because it can disappear like smoke. Not that I believe it, of course. Junktown's a small city to the southwest. It's supposed to have pretty good trading, but my father won't even look into it. He says we need to stay protected. Yeah, right, caged is more like it. The hub is supposed to be a great city to the south. I've always wanted to see it, but I've never got the chance. Pretty bad bunch, or so I've heard. My father knows more about them. He never tells me much about the outside world. I've actually seen one, even if it was from far away. They're nasty creatures with claws and a big stinger, and their poison can be deadly if it isn't treated. You should talk to my dad, Aradesh. He knows more about them. Seth's the captain of the guards. My father tried to set us up once, but he is not my type. That's where we get all our water. It's been here since before I was born. Doesn't ring a bell. Nope. I never heard of it. I don't know. You might want to ask Seth or my father about it, though.
It is a critical part that allows us to purify the water. Without it, we'll run out of drinking water. How would I know? I can barely keep up with what goes on in here. I suspect you're going to find out. This is our home. We'd all be dead without it. If we care for it properly, it should last us for a long time. It was terrible. I hope we learned our lesson, and we never do it again.
We don't have time for this.
I don't know anything about that.
Well, most people gamble here. You ask stupid questions. Killian's the mayor of this town. Thinks he knows everything. Well, we'll just see how much he knows, won't we? That's Killian's place, the north end of town. He sells crap. That's me, stupid. I run the, gambling establishment here. Wouldn't you like to know? You don't need to concern yourself with that.
The Deathclaw? Oh, that's a bedtime story. Drinks blood and howls at the full moon. Yeah, right. Great place to get a cheap room. Not too dirty either. But don't mess with the owner, Marcellus. She'll pull your arms out if you smart off to her. Not much to say. Doc Morbid's pretty pissed because their prices are lower for medical stuff. They're on the west side. Gizmo owns the casino, named it after himself. Be very careful around him. Well, that's me. Where have you been? That's my store. You need it, I got it. Well, Doc owns a little place in the middle of town. Does a nice patch job if you need it. Fairly reasonable prices. Gizmo's is the casino by the entrance. I'm surprised you didn't notice it on your way in. You can usually smell the place for miles. But hey, it brings in the tourists. Well, the Khans are a bunch of bullies who live outside to the east. They've been trying to take over Junktown for as long as I can remember, but they never make it past the gates. The Vipers are a crazy bunch from up north. They worship snakes or something. Now, that's our resident bar. The food's okay, but the beer's great. The owner, Neil, takes no lip, not even from some of the raiders that come in. Well, there are two kinds, the Khans and the Vipers. We usually don't get trouble from the Vipers, and a few of them actually pass through town. The Khans, though, they're a mean bunch. They think they can conquer the world or some such crap. Now, there's some rumors coming up from the hub. Caravans disappearing, people being butchered. Even some talk of big green monsters who eat human flesh. All sorts of weird stuff. Where have you been for the last 100 years? In a closet? My father used to tell me stories about the war. His father was a soldier before starting Junktown. Well, Vinny, he's one of the problem children. He leads a group of punks called the Skulls. Still, they pay the rent and they haven't bothered anyone too much. Now, Lars heads up the guards here. He's a good guy, pretty trustworthy. That city's death. I sent 2 patrols down there and neither one of them returned. Shady Sands, that's a little place up to the north. I'd like to do more trading with them. Well, the hub's the main place for trade. Anything you don't find here, you'll probably find in the hub. Not sure how safe it is nowadays with all those strange things going on. The Skulls are a bunch of punks who work for Gizmo. They don't cause that much trouble, but me and Lars keep an eye on them. Oh, I really couldn't tell you. Nope. Never heard anything like that. Go talk to Lars. He'll tell you more. No clue.
I am not authorized to discuss that. Talk to the High Elder. The Boneyard is far south. You will find only violence there. General Maxson was the finest head paladin ever. When he took over as High Elder, I became head paladin. The hub and the Boneyard are south, mountains are east, and desolate wasteland north. Whoever goes there never returns. They are the makers of the weapons. You do not understand what it is to be a paladin. Too bad. That is me. They copy the weapon documents down and come up with new ideas. What they research, the knights make. Talus is my second in command. She is the head scribe. You can find her in the library. I have no knowledge of such a thing. Ask Vree. She would know. Talk to Vree in the main library. I have never heard of that. I do not know of that.
That's a settlement down in the Boneyard. I went there, long time ago. I was on a scouting mission for the Elders. Well, I believe there's an army massing to the north and in the mountains to the east, but I don't have any way to prove it. The Elders, they won't even listen. A bunch of religious wackos, if you ask me. I think their main church is in the Boneyard. He's a good kid, even if he does want to be a scribe. That's where you are. You want the long version, go talk to Vree. Well, I don't know a lot. There's a bunch of gangs around there, as well as Adatum and the Children of the Cathedral. Not much else. It's pretty damn desolate. Butch is the head of the Fargo traders. He's a little slimy, but not a total waste. Unlike those water merchants, a bunch of damn vultures, all of them. No, just another stupid rumor. Some people say it's a huge fanged monster, and others say it's a vampire. Holodiscs? Well, I haven't seen those in a while. Go talk to Vree about it. I'm sure she still has the holo players around here somewhere. Brombo's been here a long time. A bit stiff, but a hell of a soldier. Vree has it someplace in the library. Paladins are in charge of all security and outside activities. I remember trading with the hub, going on scouting missions for the Elders. Ah, man, those were good times. Roger Maxson, huh? Well, he led our people here in the Great Exodus. Started the Brotherhood from scratch, quite a leader. Well, Scribes copied down the weapon specs. We've got information all the way back to my granddad. Sometimes a scribe comes up with a new idea for a weapon, but that doesn't happen too often. And they all answer to Vree. Vree's the head scribe. She's usually in the library. She always likes to talk. You want to hear about the water merchants? Well, you cannot trust them. A few years ago, they offered us water for a huge stockpile of weapons. Well, we told them no. You know what they did? They sent in thieves to steal the weapons. We caught them, but the elders voted down going to the hub to teach the merchants a lesson. I think that was a damn mistake. Well, that was when my granddad, Roger Maxson, led his soldiers here and started the Brotherhood. He never mentioned where they came from, but it doesn't really matter because, well, this is our home now. A fine, handsome, upstanding man. The High Elder position is to mediate the meetings between the elders. See, 2 years ago I got talked into it. If I'd have known then... We keep weapon specs and history there. Well, there's not much to tell. I never ran into any of them. I've heard they're a problem for the people of Adatum, though. Well, you see, there's 4 of them. And that's about all they can ever agree on. They can't even agree if they want to piss, much less pick a pot to piss in. The hub's down to the southeast. They trade us food and things for the weapons we make here. Now, if you're ever down there, you talk to Butch Harris. Mathia is my assistant. The knights make the weapons. When he's good enough, a knight can advance to become a paladin and then an elder and so forth. Right now, Rhombus is head of the knights. Well, that's what you are. Initiates train and learn to become knights or scribes. They're the main ones we trade with. Not totally trustworthy, but not as bad as the others. Oh, I don't know anything about that. Hell if I know. What was that? No, I don't believe I've ever heard of it.
Oh, well, in the Exodus, the Brotherhood split into 2 groups. The group that broke away robbed the others of some of the weapons, and they went south. Then about 10 years ago, we sent out knights to look for them, and all they found was ruins. No one knows what happened. Whoa, that's a long story. Go to the library and talk to Vree. She'll be able to show you where the history CDs are. Well, that's me. They trade with us for food and stuff. We give them weapons. They don't come around too often anymore, but I don't know why. General Maxson used to be Master Knight. I don't think he likes being High Elder much. They make all the decisions around here, from what we eat to what our duties are. And they argue a lot, too. The High Elder seems to have to step in a lot. The ancient Brotherhood came from someplace far up north, a long, long time ago. We call this the Great Exodus. You can read about it more if you ask Vree in the library. That's the town to the south, right? We get the merchants here all the time, but I've never been there myself. Gee, I wouldn't know what to do in a big city like that. Well, you see, they're the ones who want to become protectors of the Brotherhood. There's not many of them, but they train their whole lives to become paladins. You're making fun of me, aren't you? Goodbye. The knights say you can be a tough taskmaster, but I don't know personally, because I'm studying under Vree to become a scribe. Okay, well, scribes are the keepers of all the histories and the blueprints for the weapons we make. I just love books, that's why I want to be one. A scribe, that is. She's the head of the scribes. She's usually in the library. Go down into the basement and it's on your right-hand side. I don't know. You might want to ask someone more important than me. You should talk to Vree, I think. She can tell you about him. I don't know anything about that. I don't know what that is. You might want to ask around.
They are high-density, laser-readable, manufactured crystal storage devices. Each one holds over 4,000 gigabytes of information. He makes sure the Brotherhood stays on the path of righteousness. Who? Wade. That name sounds familiar. Perhaps he's a leader of some of the mutants. He enforces the Elder's wishes, with force if necessary. I assume you're referring to the last nuclear war. The Brotherhood is doing everything it can to restore that which was lost. The only salvation this tortured planet and its people have. Without us, humanity is sure to perish. Please talk to one of the other scribes. I'm trying to finish up reports for the elders.
I've seen religions come and religions go, and I hope this one goes. Soon. Trouble. Nothing but trouble. Mutants. Doesn't matter what they call themselves. Oh, him. He leads the Thieves' Circle. Thinks he's Robin Hood. He's all right, I guess. Brilliant guy. A doctor and philosopher. Long ago, he led the expedition where I got changed into a mutant. Horrible. The world just went insane. Long ago. But I'll never forget it. Never. Who? Is he some sort of sex therapist? I could use one, you know. Yeah, I came from a vault. Too many people, not enough food and water. But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Well, it's the place where everyone goes to trade in the Boneyard. It's the only place civilized enough to do it. Well, you don't want to go there. The prices are really high and the quality's bad. Beth's the manager of the weapons store. She hears lots of rumors, if you're into that kind of stuff. Well, it's a big ruined city to the south. The children, the followers, and Adetum are there, along with all the gangs and stuff. Oh, they're a bunch of gun freaks up to the northwest. Really weird. They do make a damn fine weapon, though. That's me. You blind or something? You can find them over on the northwest edge of downtown. They controlled the hospital before the children moved in. Talk about trading the strange for the weird. 3 of my caravans have disappeared in the past month. At first I thought it was either the water merchants or the Crimson Caravan. But they've had disappearances too. Well, they run a big old hospital on the southwest side of downtown. Bunch of religious nuts, if you ask me. No, I don't... Go talk to Beth. She knows more about that crap. He heads the water merchants. Nasty, greedy bastard is what he is. He's the mayor of Junktown. That's all I know. He's the boss of the Crimson Caravan. If you ask me, he's nuts. He leads the Brotherhood. It's about all I know. The Maltese Falcon is a nightclub on the west side. Hope sings there. What a doll. What do you want with them wackos? Jeez, all that peace preaching and tree hugging makes me sick. The Glow is a radioactive pit. Way down south. Too much radiation for anyone to live there. Oh, he's the sheriff. But if you see a crime, report to me. Justin doesn't roll the roost around here. Old Harold? What do you want with that old mutant? He's in Old Town, just ask there. That's over on the west side. Now there's some good eating. Bob's has got the best charred iguana this side of the desert. Jane's the high priestess of the children of the Cathedral and set up the hospital here in the hub. Last I heard, he's the mayor of Adetum. Junktown. Yeah, I've been up north to that place a few times. Got some great booze. It's where everybody trades. Smack dab middle of town. I, heard stories, that's all. No truth to them. Those bastards. Darren Hightower thinks he owns the damn hub just because of the water tower. He heads up the children of the Cathedral, down in the Boneyard. Old Town's over on the east side. The Skags hang out there. Rutger's my assistant. Best prices on the best guns in town. Everyone says so. It's not just that I own it. Just trot out this door and make a right. You can't miss it. What a pain they are. We think they're hideouts in Old Town, but we can't prove it. They're south of the Merchant Market, the only source of water here and for a lot of the surrounding area. The water merchants own the damn thing. Don't you know where your own feet are? No. We don't talk about that. He's the owner of the Maltese Falcon over on the west side. I'd stay clear of him. He's not honest like me. I, don't think I want to tell you. Never heard of it. You must have made it up or something. Don't know anything about that.
Just out the door into the north. You can't miss it. She's in charge of the weapons store. Amusing. He considers himself the leader of the Fargo traders. More of a figurehead, actually. He knows better than to interfere with my business. An annoying organization. Soon they may need a demonstration in the management of power. Something is making the Fargo traders' caravans disappear. I'd like to know the cause, since it does disrupt a piece of my business. Myths and legends. The Death Claw is supposedly a ghost or something. They used to control the hospital until the children took over. Now they sit and brood in their warehouse. Very strange. You will find them at the northwest end of the merchant market. He's the head of the water merchants. You have no need to know anything else about me. He's the head of the Crimson Caravan. My mother, finest woman I've ever known, gave me the idea for this. The finest entertainment establishment in all the hub. They're the last of the merchants. And I mean that literally. Small-time stuff mostly. Look northeast of the merchant market. He's the head of the police. Nice guy if you like the straight-arrow honest type. Not like his father. Now there was a loyal man. Harold's been around for some time. He's over in Old Town. A good source for certain types of information. Most merchants live there. Simply go west from here. She's presently the head of the Children of the Cathedral in the hub. I've reason to believe that may change soon. They control the water. Go to the south end of the merchant market. You'll find them there. It's in the center of town. One of the fabrications of the children. He's supposedly some minor deity or something. Morpheus is the head of the Children of the Cathedral. He resides down in the Boneyard. Old Town takes up the entire east side. The Skags live there. It's a small place that sells fair weapons. Over by the Fargo traders. They steal from the merchants and give to the poor or some such nonsense. They are inconsequential to me. That old mutant Harold would know more. Most people do not bandy the name of my organization around lightly. We control the hub. That's not important. What? That isn't important now.
They're the scrapheads down in the Boneyard. They've been fighting for years, and they don't even know what for anymore. Need to be a bit careful there. The Rippers and the Blades like to carve you up just for fun, while the town there, Aderton, just tries to stay alive. If you find yourself traipsing around there and happen on the Blades, make sure to say cheers to Razor for me. Thinking of her brings back memories, it does. Oh, another bunch of wackos. They sit up in their big black fortress to the north, just waiting for another war. Criminals. Absolute criminals. They're squeezing the life out of the town. The Fargo traders, the Crimson Caravan, and the worst of the bunch, the water merchants. You can have the lot. Now there's a scary bunch. They strut around all day talking about their night guard as if he's the next best thing since merchant pockets with holes. They can heal you up pretty cheap, I'll give them that. You can find them in that hospital of theirs downtown. Not much to tell, really. Nighttime scare your children stories about a beastie living up north and feeding on the flesh of bad little children everywhere. They have a little general shop downtown. Can't trust them, though. Hiding in their bloody warehouse most of the time. They do sell some mean drugs and medkits, though. A lot cheaper than the stupid Children of the Cathedral, I can tell you that. Oh, Decker's a slick one. He's got the whole town in his pocket, he does. He gives his protection to the merchants, all the while pitting them against each other. Not someone you want to mess with, but he can usually be found in the Maltese Falcon. About 3 years ago, one of the merchants went way down south looking for other towns. He came back all hair and teeth falling out, babbling about some huge span of radiation. Who knows, maybe something special down there before the war. Harold? He's a good enough sort for being a ghoul and all. Lives on the south side. Fancy buildings, bought with the blood of the poor. You can always find Bob in the direct center of the merchant's market. He'll probably be selling those iguana bits of his till he keels over dead. He's a gun dealer up in the north part of Old Town. Damn dangerous bloke. Some of his hardware's a bit too lethal. Decker's right-hand man. Definitely not one to mess with. You can usually find him at the Maltese Falcon. It's down in the middle of town. Them, sitting high and mighty in their water tower south of downtown, charging all us decent folks for any drop of water that springs from the ground. They should all be bloody shot, they should. Seems like every day another one turns up missing. People are afraid to leave town without protection. Some even blame it on the Death Claw. Most of the poor who work for the merchants live here, in buildings so thin they don't block the sun. Meanwhile, those rich bastards are comfortable in their nice homes over in the Heights. Makes me ill. Not too fond of us, actually. Oh, what a woman. She used to be a thief here, until she decided to move down south to the Boneyard. Last I heard, she joined up with the Blades. Oh well, brains weren't her strongest part. The closest thing to decent of all the 3 caravans, only missed it by a few miles. Well, nana. How did a total moron such as yourself get past my defenses? Sorry, no idiot savants allowed. We like good conversation here. Jasmine, show our drooling friend the door, please. I really don't know. Haven't a clue, actually. Haven't the foggiest.
Relics. We surpass. They don't know. Their sight is narrow. Only what they believe. The future. Survival anywhere. We surpass the norms. Many of yours. Some useful, but too many twists. His meaning has no place here. None. Simple time. I'm set. I'm in charge. Get it? Provides what is needed. Misguided ideals. Nothing to my sight. Nothing at all. The beginning. World to ashes. Ashes to growth. Our life. An error to the world. A blot on my sight. I hate every facet. Where your shadow lies. My home. My rule. A place where strength grows. Beneath my thoughts. Not in my thoughts. Thoughts not in my possession.
Nice for little guys. Harry hurt once, and they make better. Make perfect again. Punies. Weak. Not know why the Lou want normals. They suck. He lieutenant. He my boss. Not tell him, but Harry could take on good day. No, but think he like a boss people. Here, dummy. You stupid. Set a wuss. He think he run place, but we run. The you, I don't know. The what? What? Not have to tell you anything. Not know.
It's a small settlement. You'll find it to the west in the Boneyard. Before the Great War, this was a huge, thriving city. My mother told stories, but there's hardly anything left now. Just ruins and death. We're not sure about them. They sell guns. We sell peace. But their motives? You've probably seen their hospitals around. They preach peace, but there is something very wrong with them. We need to find out what. Our history's in the last case, top shelf. The children of the Cathedral worship him. They say he only wants to heal humanity, but that's a lie. That's the trading city to the north. We're trying to set up a table there. Jake is second in command. Laura is one of our insiders within the Cathedral. She's extremely loyal to our cause. In here you'll find historical and philosophical texts. Almost anything. Feel free to look around. I've heard very little about him. Morpheus is the leader of the Children of the Cathedral. He is evil, and that fact must be exposed. There's not much to tell. They're the personal servants of Morpheus. They're huge, hulking creatures. Ugh. Everything was burned. Everything destroyed. We try to teach people peace so that it will never happen again. We know nothing about that. We've never heard of that. We don't know what you're talking about.
Nothing but a device to further our plans. No matter. All humans will be chosen. Or dead. The FEV virus was discovered by the Master many years ago. It is what makes us the chosen ones. But you will soon learn that, I assure you. The unity is the goal of all super mutants. Through the FEV virus, we will bring all of humanity together in peace. The Master is father to us all. They're humans who have not been exposed to radiation. They tend to fare better in the vats than others. You are a perfect example of this. Morpheus. It's quite amusing. He thinks he's so much more than just a slug the Master recruited to head his Children of the Cathedral nonsense. Ah well, he too will be dipped in the vats, and he'll probably die a horrible death. I hope. The vats are where the FEV is stored, and where you normals become one of us. Of course, some die horrible, excruciatingly painful deaths, but, well, those are the breaks. They were constructed before the war. They are also our main source of prime normals. I won't even dignify that with an answer. That's not important right now. That question is irrelevant to the Unity.
My child, you should know the auditorium. I give my sermons there. Aditum is the city to the northeast of us. My heart bleeds for them. Led down a false path, they don't know their efforts will bring only pain and suffering to their fellow beings. The children of the cathedral hospitals provide the best care in all of this blasted, torn land. This care is vital to the Unity. He is another high priest. He spends much of his time in the studies. It is he who brought me the vision of the Unity, and it is he who will bring peace to this troubled land. I am but a humble servant of the Unity. The Nightkin came to us a while ago. They might be hideous mutants, but they are extremely loyal to the children, as we all are. Nicole is the unfortunate, confused leader of the followers of the Apocalypse. We are the high priests of the great dark god. 13 of us are so blessed to pass his mighty words to the rest of the children. Don't concern yourself with that. Only the high priests may enter. The Unity is our search for a higher level of life, and unity with our fellow man. Nothing to be concerned with. That's not important. That's nothing. You may ask something else.
They claim a religious foundation, but lack that which would make them truly righteous. Their zeal is refreshing, however. The will of the Holy One brings a rebirth to the planet. We are his children and carry out his plan. The holiest of holies. He is the guiding light we follow. He shall cleanse those unfaithful when the nexus of rebirth is reached. Like many other cities, they will embrace the moral leadership of the Cathedral. There is no master but the Holy Flame. He is our master. He is the master of all. They are holy, for they bear marks of past sins for present witnesses. It was the cleansing of the planet. The inattention by those who came before caused the holy fires. It was justice. It is the uniting by the holy flame of all people, of all races, and the cleansing of the heathens from this world. I have never heard of such things.
Oh, those are dreadful people. I'm not going to talk about them at all. It's the big place at the north end of the church where Morpheus does all his ceremonies. I've been there. It's wonderful. Oh, the others are all so nice. It's wonderful here. We belong. We do good work. The what? Oh, I can't begin to describe him. Morpheus leads us. He can do justice to your question. Nightkin? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, he's wonderful. He leads us. You should talk to him. They are the high priests. Oh, you cannot go there. That's where Morpheus contemplates. They have proven themselves to the church. The rest of us aspire to that. Well, I don't know who you're talking about.
I am the Master. I do not have to answer to you. I am not here to answer your questions. You are here to answer mine.